S2000 that I bought back in 2015. We got it from Loveland, Colorado. Bought it from this stoner guy. It was hilarious. He called the car disgusting in a good way. I had never heard that one. Took us to his garage, his little shop, and gave us a bunch of transmissions and diffs and all the stock stuff for the car. He had tons of weed plants. Said he got fired from the dispensary. This is what it looked like when I bought it. It was pretty hammered. The bumper said "fuck yo couch." The rear bumper said "that's too crazy." That's how the car got its name. Here's me doing my first drag race in it. Just the first run down the track. This is what it looked like when we did all the body work on it. Fiberglassed all the fenders. That didn't last long. Here's us painting it. Painted it Laguna blue. There's me. I'm done. This is the car, pulling it out of the garage. This is what it looked like in the sun. That one up. This is the first turbo kit we put on it. Just a little eBay turbo kit. I think it cost me like $700. Nothing fancy. This is me racing my brother Josh's Integra.
What?
I think it had a ball bearing turbo.
Is it gonna stay there? Yeah?
And it sounded sweet.
On 3.
I wish I had this whole video because he actually ended up blowing my doors off at the end. I had the drag strip freshly painted. I hit a rabbit on the way home and completely cracked my fenders and my side skirt, so I had to put a stock front end on it with that bumper. I hated the way it fit, but I rocked that for a while. Never had a back window in it until I got the hardtop. This is the second turbo kit we put on it. That's an HX35 turbo off of a 2nd gen Cummins. I got the manifold off of my buddy Jesse, who lived in Salt Lake. Custom fabbed all the intercooler piping out of stuff we had laying around. It had a dump pipe as the exhaust. Not the best kit, but it worked. I ran 3 to 4 pounds of boost on this setup. This is me racing my buddy Jared's Z06. I think that car was cammed, exhaust, and intake, just bolt-ons. He came around me on the top end. Good race. Jared always had awesome stuff. Shooting some fireballs. Let it just play doing some runs with this turbo kit. Right here I'm racing my buddy's 2011 SS Camaro with forged internals and a Turbonetics turbo kit on 5 pounds. He never got a proper suspension and tire setup, so it was kind of just a Spin City kind of situation. All these videos are before I got the anti-lag put on it, so it's just 2-step. So I didn't like to get out of the hole very good. I blew so many diffs in this car. I would say 4 or 5 diffs. Right here we're putting head studs in the car, so we ripped the head off. I upgraded my turbo to a billet S366, 4-inch dump pipe. This is where I sanded the car down, I primered it, and it stayed that way till I sold it. I had plans on changing it back to Laguna Blue, but it never happened. This is me and Brennan doing burnouts simultaneously in our S2000s. I also got a weld setup, skinnies on the front, 315s on the rear, and my anti-lag tuned in with the new turbo, and that helped a lot. This is me racing Jared's 700 horsepower Silverado. That truck was no joke. It It had a Roots style supercharger, if I'm not mistaken, and some nitrous on it. Whoever was in the right lane always usually lost because of traction issues. This is an old airport that was turned into a drag strip that we would race every Sunday. I raced that car almost every Sunday for 5 or 6 years. It's my wife's E92 M3. That car was no joke too, but compared to the S2000, it didn't have anything. This is my buddy Brig driving it. Yeah, I think I did way too many of those. My transmission started making a weird noise. That was throwout bearing. Pulled my transmission out, and throwout bearing was whooped. The clutch was whooped. Bought a new one, put it back in, and still, yeah, I went through a trans as well. So pulling this transmission, I dropped it on my finger and ended up severing my tendons. Had to get surgery, put me out for weeks. Had to do physical therapy to move my fingers, but we got it back in. Holy shit! Look at that! Alright guys, it's taken me a lot to get over my fear of transmissions, but I think it's time. Well, here we are, torn apart. Trying to salvage a second gear out of this transmission I randomly had. I don't think that's gonna happen. She's a little toast. This is me racing my buddy Dylan. That's a fully built twin turbo small block Nova, and that thing was wicked. He always came around me on the top end, but I would 8th mile him until he got a tire setup. We never raced when he got his tire setup though, so unfortunately. I put about 4 transmissions in this car. If you watch, I slam second hard. Always slam second hard. And I would just shear the teeth out the second gear. Just some runs with Dylan. This is when I painted the valve cover and air core piping red. This video, I raced these kids. It was a money race, one of the only ones I did. And they never paid me, but I ended up wrecking my car. I didn't walk the road before, and there was a 90-degree turn right there. I slammed on my brakes at 120 miles an hour, which is about what I would cross at, close to what I would cross at. Ended up in the ditch. That's when I decided I was probably going to sell it. Just Brennan goofing around. We would do these races, we'd give handicaps to cars that were slower, and I gave that guy the pad in a little bit. And no, that's not dirt, the asphalt was just coming up. That airport was abandoned in the 80s, and it just wasn't that great, and dirt would blow onto the asphalt. A couple more drag races after I got the transmission put back in it. I think I went through a diff too, right after I wrecked it. So I found another diff, put it in it. This is me racing my buddies. Common rail Cummins, it's the 6.7, I think it's about 700 to 800 horsepower. Super clean 3rd gen. But racing him on radials, and I still came around him on the top end pretty hard. You can hear me spinning.
Hey! Go!
This was a fun race I did with my buddies. Lancer, where we would go car to car, run. You'd have to start the car and go. I still got him by like 2 cars at the quarter mile.
Oh my God!
And this is the day I sold it, in 2020. Lost my job because of COVID and decided to bug out.
Well, it's
sold my
leaving.
house, sold my car, sold the M3.
Why?
But I still saw it kicking around in Roosevelt. Kids still beat the shit out of it. I saw videos of it spitting flames all the time. And as far as I know, it's still running and driving. That's a stock block with head studs with 200,000 miles on it. Running 20 pounds of boost through a Bergwarner S366. Great platform as long as you get a different trans and diff. I don't think you can beat that platform. It's pretty solid. Thanks guys. And this was awesome going over the history of my S2000. It was a fun car, it was a fun run. Had it from 2015 to 2020 and I beat the absolute dog crap out of it. And she held up to almost everything besides drivetrain. But thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video from Booster J Bros. Peace.